I was at the library 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, and I checked out the maximum number whenever I could. I was from a very young age a total book nut. My father always tells the story of finding me at the age of, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the back seat of his car reading a back issue of The Atlantic. I mean, clearly I had no idea what it was, but it didn't matter, whether it was a cereal box or The Atlantic or, Dragon Riders of Pern or anything. It was just, I could get so immersed in everything. So libraries were key. Otherwise I would have, broken the bank. And one of my greatest memories is being allowed into the upstairs room of the school library when I was only in 2nd grade, and it was all the big kid books. So libraries were where it's where I cut my teeth, really, and they've been vital ever since. Well, I work in libraries, especially when I'm on deadline. I think I was at the 42nd Street Library in New York, which is where I go. I love the fact that libraries are both very private places and extremely, couldn't be more public. That everyone can and does come to the library for all kinds of reasons. I love that. And everyone knows to be quiet. So you've got the people, but they're quiet, and I love that. And I don't do a lot of research because mostly I write about me. That could change at some point, but I did do some research for Julie and Julia. I went to the Schlesinger Library to look at Julia's archives. And I could have looked a lot of it up in books or transcripts and online even, but the experience of having those actual objects in my hand, those letters between Julia and Paul, the original manuscript of mastering, was so invaluable to me. As a person and as a writer, I could not have gleaned nearly as much understanding of those characters and their idiosyncrasies and their passions without seeing those objects themselves. And I treasure that experience, and I wish all the time I could go back and just bury myself in it again. My new book is called Cleaving, A Story of Marriage, Meat, and Obsession. And it is another memoir. Takes place a couple years after the events of Julie and Julia. Covers a substantially darker period in my marriage, and also covers the 6 months that I spent as an apprentice at a butcher shop in upstate New York called Fleischer's. So it's all about me learning to cut up meat and trying to see if I can repair my marriage.
You think you're going to become a butcher now?
Well, I'm kind of a butcher. I'm sort of a quasi-butcher. At the time that I was actually butchering every day, I could hold my own with the guys. Now that I don't do it every day, I'm a little out of practice. I might need to get a job again, and in that case, I'm going to knock up Fleischer's, see if they can put me on the table again.